up, everybody? Welcome back to a Wednesday morning edition of the KBO Collections Hobby Drive. Headed in to work, and I wanted to talk about some baseball cards this morning. It's usually what I talk about, right? Well, not always. Sometimes talk about random shit. But anyway, before I talk about some baseball cards, I want to talk to you about John Mangini. Don't be a weenie. Vote Mangini for the 2024 Hobby President. Okay, so go over to Sports Card Radio, give John a vote. He's got some competition that's revving up a campaign against him. So, give him a vote. All right, now, with that out of the way, what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you about the best card, or one of the best cards, in my collection. So before doing that, let me ask you a question. How do you define the best card in your collection? Do you define it by monetary value? Do you define it by look? Do you define it by player or team? Or like what makes you say that this is the best card in my collection, or this is one of the best cards in my collection? Okay, so I'm curious to know why or how you would label that card and why you would label it that way. So anyway, so I'm going to tell you about one of the best cards in my collection. I've had this card for about, about almost 3 years, 4 years, 3 or 4 years. I don't remember. I can look. I got it in maybe 2021 or something like that. 2020 or 2021. So it was during the COVID years. So that's one of those time periods where it's kind of like, you kind of forget like what was going on in a way. So anyway, but so this card, one of the best cards in my collection, is a 2019 Topps Allen and Ginter. Love Allen and Ginter. I've said it before, I'll say it again. So now, this card that I'm about to tell you about is one of my best cards, but it's actually, I don't know, I don't even know how you would give it a value. Okay, so hold that thought. Let me go get a coffee. I am back. So as I stated before, running in to grab my coffee, this card, I don't even know how you would give it a value. I mean, I guess I do know. I guess the way you'd give it a value is you would sell it or try to sell it and see how much it sells for. But value is not the reason for this being one of my best cards in the collection. That's irrelevant here in this. So if that tells you anything, to me, my best cards in my collection aren't defined by value. They're actually defined by the story and, I guess the subject matter, really. So this card, 2019 Topps, I'll tell you the story on it. 2019 Topps Allen and Ginter. So back in the COVID years, I wanted to get into TTMs. Topps Allen and Ginter, a great set if you want to do TTMing. The cards hold autographs extremely well, look extremely nice when they're autographed, and they just hold up well. So anyway, so I wanted to get into TTM autographs. Hadn't done it since I was a child. And I live in South Korea, so it can get expensive if you're mailing a lot of stuff. So what I did, and at that time there was no first class mail. So before, you used to be able to send like a first class letter, and it would cost you like $1.50 or $2 or something like that. No big deal. Well, during this time, a first class letter had to be sent express. And express was costing like $40 for a single letter, a single envelope. Couldn't do that for TTM, sorry. So what I ended up doing is I ended up talking to Ken over at Beans Wall Card Blog, and or Beans B Card Blog. I don't remember which one it is because I'm sure I've said it wrong so many times over the years, but Ken, good dude, one of the good hobby dudes. So what I did is he said that he would help me out. So I got together a box of like 20 TTM letters with cards, put them in a box, and I mailed them to Ken with some other stuff that was supposed to be going to Bo at 1 Million Cubs for his project. And this card that I'm going to tell you about, rolling down the window for a minute, promise I didn't fart. I just needed some air in here because it's kind of hot, a little bit hot this morning. So now I'm going to roll it back up because I'm getting on the highway. But yeah, so sent that to him, and he was going to send out these cards for me. He would send out the TTMs for me. Now I had them return addressed and had postage with international first class stamps on them, so that, you know, the people that signed them could drop them in the mail, and then they would just come back to me here in Korea. So he wouldn't have to worry about collecting them on that end. So it just made it easier. And so anyway, that's what I did. And I sent them to him. And this card, one of the best cards in my collection, came from that event. I only did it once. I wanted to do it more, but then I ended up just, you know, I guess I lost interest. You know, I lost interest. Maybe I'll pick up interest again. And part of the loss of interest was because of, like, you know, just the logistics of it and the money aspect of it. So I sent that off to him, and this card came back. By the way, still to this day, Ken, I really appreciate that. Like, seriously, one of these days I am going to make it to Dallas, and we're going to meet up someday from South Korea. All right. So now this card, I got it back. I opened it up, and it was as beautiful as I had imagined. What it was is a 2019 Topps Allen and Ginter egg card. And I had this egg card signed by none other than Mr. the San Diego Chicken. So I sent this TTM to the San Diego Chicken. I sent him the egg card. And yeah, he put his beautiful John Hancock on there. I'm about to get run over by this car behind me. Here we go. So when you turn right, there's a crosswalk that has a green walk, you know, for the pedestrians. You're not supposed to turn like through the crosswalk while it's green because it's pedestrians. There's a truck behind me that was trying to run over me. So when I was doing that, when I was waiting. So anyway, but yeah, so beautiful card. Got it back. Absolutely beautiful. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you this card. Of course, I'm not going to show it to you here in my car. I'm going to show it to you when I get back home. Okay, so catch you in just a bit. What is up, everybody? As promised, I am back to finish off the rest of this video and show you one of the best cards in my collection. So what you see in front of you is a photograph of the San Diego Chicken. It's an autographed photograph, and it says "Best Wishbones, the San Diego Chicken, Ted Giannoulis." So for those of you who don't know, Ted is legendary in the TTM scene, as well as being legendary for being the San Diego Chicken. And he has an absolutely beautiful, beautiful autograph. So as I was saying, I sent this off via my friend Ken, and what came back was absolutely amazing, and it became one of the best cards in my collection. So let's take a look at it now. Right there, what you see is nothing less than a 2019 Topps Allen and Ginter egg card signed by the San Diego Chicken. Now, one of the funny things about this card is when I sent it in, I had a little letter for him, and I asked a question, which I'm pretty sure all of you know what that question was. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? And well, if I take this and I turn it over on the back, you will see he included a note and responded to me. He said, "Hi, George. Thank you for your very kind words from Korea. Your egg card is very clever and funny. Good luck with your collection. Best regards, Ted Giannoulis. P.S. It's a henhouse secret which came first. If I tell you, I'd be henpecked forever." So that's a cool little thing that Ted included. And if you look at the top, he signed this on February 28th, 2021. So I was trying to remember earlier, like when this was autographed. Well, now you can see when it was autographed. So great piece, a great piece of my collection. Really love having this. And that's one of the reasons why I love Topps Allen & Ginter. It is just begging to be signed like this. That is Topps Allen & Ginter. That is the San Diego Chicken. And that is one of the best cards in my collection. So what's one of the best cards in your collection? Let me know in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.